Buff Army, I got a question for you. Do you know an individual that's always lean? No matter what they tend to eat, they'll remain pretty damn lean. I'm sure everyone knows someone like that. We call that person, naturally lean or a genetic freak. Cool. On the other hand, have you or do you know someone else who has dieted down to get lean? Maybe for a bodybuilding competition, maybe for a beach physique, maybe just for themselves, but they had to work for it. They had to diet down. If you look at these physiques, while they might look the same, the genetic freak and someone that dieted down to get that lean, their hormones are vastly different at that same body fat percentage. And I'm going to explain today why if you get lean, if you're not naturally lean and you get lean, a lot of people will tend to get fat immediately after. You see, as I said before, it all has to do with your hormones. And yes, genetics plays a huge role. Let's take a look at the genetic freak and contrast it against someone who dieted down in order to get that body fat percentage. So most genetic freaks will exhibit some of the following, right? They'll have superior thyroid levels, low to normal cortisol, which is the stress hormone, obviously decent testosterone, which is quite important for building muscle, also usually better growth hormone levels in IGF-1. The other big point though is they have that spendthrift metabolism. What does that mean? It means when you feed them more calories, their body will burn it up. So it'll utilize it. It either will build muscle or will just burn off excessive calories. So they don't get fat. It's a really great type of metabolism to have if you want to be lean year round. So those are genetic freaks. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't have it, that's fine. But I'm going to explain right now why most people who get lean will accumulate fat immediately after and how to prevent this, the concept of the transition phase. So let's look at the hard worker, the guy that got down to low body fat percentage just from hard work and discipline. The problem when you get very lean, so I'm talking sub 8%, sub 7, 8% body fat, is that there's some metabolic consequences because your body's not used to this. What are some of those problems? Well, lower metabolism, decreased fat oxidation. Remember, your body's trying to rebel against this. It's not used to being this lean. Your hormones want to return to where they were before. So your body starts panicking and throws out all these signals. Lower testosterone is another one. Increased cortisol levels from dieting too long. And it's overall a decreased nervous system. This partially explains why a lot of people, their training will suffer near the end of their cut as they get very lean. So that's what happens. When you diet down, there are some metabolic consequences, right? You have to keep in mind though that if you suffer through this and you got lean, it's going to take you a while to get your metabolism back up and running. Now, anyone that's dieted down for a long period of time knows this, right? They know that their metabolism takes a hit. They know that their hormones get wonky. They turn really bitchy when they get lean. That's okay. The problem is what they do immediately after. So you got lean, what do you do now? Well, most people want to go into lean mass phase. The problem with the lean mass phase, because you're suffering some of these metabolic consequences, is that you'll accumulate fat faster. Now this might sound really bad, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is the transition phase. The concept that as you get lean, so as you diet down to your body fat percentage, you should slowly, after the diet is done, increase your calories. This is key to allow some of the metabolic damage that has occurred to recover. So it has to do with leptin, has to do with ghrelin, has to do with a lot of different hormones, giving your body time to get out of that cut. So that transition phase of slowly increasing your calories. I have a video on the transition phase, which as far as I'm concerned is one of the most underrated tools a natural physique athlete can use. Bam! Right there, check it out. Furthermore, don't hate the genetic freaks because some people theorize, like John Berardi, the concept of that body fat set point. That if you stay lean, or at least relatively lean, sub 12% body fat for a prolonged period of time, your hormones may start to change in favor of accumulating muscle and keeping your body fat low. So don't use that excuse of shitty genetics. Put in the hard work and you will get the results. This, more than anything else, is trying to explain the difference between those genetic freaks who are lean naturally and everybody else, and why a lot of people after they diet, why they gain the fat back so quickly. Avoid all that, be smart, do the transition phase. That's the video. Buff Army, thank you as always for watching my videos. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. And if you're not a subscriber, fuck you waiting for? Zealous Army, Tarzan's out. I will see you in the next video.